To go over the worksheet?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So number 1 says, use the following formula given on worksheet 7 to calculate the amount of alcohol in grams in each of the drinks below. So what did you guys get for lager?
13.2.
13.2. Anybody get anything different? Okay, what did you get for the cider?
36.
Okay. What did you get for wine?
36.
And then what about the spirits?
8.
Okay. Alright, that's what I got too. Alright, so on number 2, it says, assume that a healthy adult's liver can break down an average of 10 grams of alcohol per hour. All the alcohol consumed is absorbed into the bloodstream, and there are 4 liters of blood in the body. For each drink in the table, calculate how many grams of alcohol would be left in the bloodstream after 1, 2, 3, and 4 hours. If an average healthy adult had drunk this drink, record your results in a table. Okay, so basically what it's saying is we're gonna do everything for each hour. What I'm doing is I'm calling the beginning, I'm just gonna call that 0 hours, and then everything after that is what we're gonna record. So for the first one, what did you guys get for hour 1?
3.2.
3.2.
3.2. Okay, so basically what you do is you just subtract 10 every time. But you're not gonna go below 0 because you can't have negative alcohol in your blood.
Yeah.
Huh?
So then it's just 0?
Yeah, so then
Yeah.
it's just 0 after that. So the second hour, and that will be 0,
4 hours. 0.
3 hour, and 4 hour are all gonna be zeros. Okay, what about cider?
26 grams.
26.
Okay, 26, and then the next
Oh,
one,
16.
16,
6.
6,
0.
0.
Okay, this one's gonna be the same thing. I need to get a better marker. And then what
I
about
got you.
spirits?
0.
Just 0 on all of them.
All 4.
Okay.
You cannot see that.
I know, I need to grab a better marker. Give me 2 seconds.
Why 0?
Okay, so number 3. Tell me how you guys did your graphs.
At the bottom, I did my hours,
Okay.
and then on the side, I just did by 5s.
Did by 5s for what? What was the side?
The grams,
Right, the grams of alcohol you have left in your system.
and the numbers on the bottom are the hours.
Okay. Okay, so the graphs that I did is just like she said. I had hours down here, so 0 hour is where we started. And you have 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours, 4 hours. And then up the side, I had grams of alcohol. I can't really write sideways, but grams of alcohol. And you did it by 5s?
Yes.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and then I went up to 40 just because the highest one that you have is 36. So I did all of them on the same graph. I just did them in different colors. You could do 4 different graphs if you want to, but I didn't want to draw that much. So for the first one, when you're starting off with lager, you start off at 0 hours, which is 13.2. So I put mine about right here. Then 3.2 is hour 1, so that's gonna be down here. And then the rest of the hours are 0. So your line's gonna look like this right here. And I just did that in one color for lager. For the next one, cider and wine, both of those lines are gonna be the same. So you start at 36, and then your first hour is 26, second hour is 16, 6, and 0. Like that. And then you'll plot the one for spirits. Everybody got that? Okay. That part was pretty easy. Part 4 was the one that got a little bit hard, so that's what we're gonna go over. part 4 is only talking about the 1 hour numbers that you got. So that's what I'm gonna leave up here for y'all to look at. Okay? So part 4 says, now calculate the blood alcohol content after 1 hour for each of the drinks. Give your answer as a number of milligrams of alcohol in 100 milliliters of blood. Which drink has the highest blood alcohol content? This is where it gets a little bit confusing because in the lesson we talked about the blood alcohol content formula, but you don't have all the numbers that you need for that. You don't know how much they weigh. You don't know any of that. You do use the information that you had in question 2, though. So the first thing that you need to notice about the question is that it asks for your answer in milligrams of alcohol over 100 milliliters of blood. Well, first thing is up here we have grams. We don't have milligrams. So we have to convert all of that. So how do you convert from grams to milligrams? Times 1,000. Okay, so everything's gonna be times 1,000. So if this is grams, obviously this is gonna be 0. When you multiply that by 1,000, it's gonna be.
So you're doing it for each hour?
No, the question says after 1 hour. So you're
okay.
doing it for each drink after 1 hour.
Okay.
So the first thing we have to do is convert to milligrams, which is what we're doing here. Okay. And this question ended up being a lot more complicated than we expected it to be, so that's why I'm going over it in so much detail. So now you've got milligrams of alcohol. Well, it says your answer needs to be in 100 milliliters of blood. Well, you have a lot more than 100 milliliters of blood in your system. So what we're gonna have to do is set up a ratio. In question number 2, it says that you have 4 liters of blood in your entire body. Well, this is how much alcohol you've got in your entire body after that 1 hour. So if you have 4 liters of blood, how many milliliters of blood is that? Say it again.
4,000.
Okay. So you've got 4,000 milliliters of blood in your whole body. So now we've got things in milligrams and milliliters, which is what we need to answer in. Okay. So if we're gonna start off with the first one, we'll say this is our whole body fraction. Okay. So you've got 3,200 milligrams of alcohol and 4,000 milliliters of blood. And they want your answer over 100 milliliters of blood. So you just set up a fraction and you're trying to figure out what this number is. So at this point, it's just a lot of algebra. And I know this is a science class, but you guys have to do a lot of math in your science classes. So the way I did it to solve for it is I just cross multiplied. You cross multiply here, you've got 4,000 x. And you cross multiply here, you've got 32 with 4 zeros after it. And then you divide this out to solve for x. And you come out with, what'd you guys get? If you do the math. If you have a calculator. or your phone.
8,000?
Huh?
8,000?
A little bit smaller than that. That's not
800?
80.
80.
Yeah. Okay, so we solve for x and x is 80. So it's saying if you have 3,200 milligrams of alcohol in your entire body and your entire body has 400 milliliters of alcohol, if we took 100 milliliters of that blood, it's gonna have 80 milliliters of alcohol. Okay, so your answer is 80 over 100, and make sure that you put milligrams, and milliliters. Yes.
What is that number actually?
Down here? Right here? 4,000. So you just divided this out to solve for x. So you might have to make sure whatever you do on one side, you do on the other. So I divided 4,000 here and it canceled the 4,000 out, and then divided 4,000 over here to solve for x.
And the answer is
80 milligrams over 100 milliliters. Make sure you put the 100 milliliters. Okay. So the good thing about this is
100.
milliliters of blood. Yeah. So the good thing about this is spirits is 0, so you already know the answer to that one's 0, because anything times 0 is 0. So you don't have to do a calculation for that one, and also cider and wine are the same number, which means you only have to do one calculation and you get the answer for both of those. So can you guys do the cider and wine and tell me what you get for that one?
Sure.
I know it's a lot.
Next question.
Do the same problem for cider and wine and tell me what you get. Same calculations. Just plug in those numbers instead of this number right here.
What's the valuation
Whoever gets the answer first can just say it. And it's a pretty big number. It looked wrong to me when I did it the first time, but. Teen's gonna do it for us. Close. I think you missed a zero somewhere.
650.
It's 650. Yeah, so you just missed a zero somewhere.
Hey.
Okay, so for cider and wine, all you do is you take this number right here, 26,000, and you replace this number. So you had 26,000 over 400 and x over 100. So you would say 100 times 26,000 divided by 4,000, and it gives you 650 milligrams over 100 milliliters of blood. That's a lot of alcohol. You're really, really drunk at that point. So the answer for both of these is 650 over 0, and then obviously this one is 0 because 0 times anything is 0. And then you guys after that are gonna answer question number 5, and then all of you are gonna pass your worksheet to the back because we're taking that for a grade. Okay, and then you're gonna work on vocab.